KingKong for Joy. When Joy was released in late 2022, she immediately stood out as one of the most unique assassins in Mobile Legends. Built around speed, dashes, and rhythm-based mechanics, she had the potential to dominate fights. But early on, her jungle clear wasn't efficient enough, so she was seen more often in the EXP lane than in the jungle. But everything changed in 2024. After several balance adjustments and improvements, Joy quickly became one of the most explosive jungle picks in the game. It was the perfect meta for an aggressive jungler, and nobody showcased it better than KingKong.
Joy. KingKong. Joy.
KingKong.
KingKong is known for playing high-tempo jungle heroes. His hero pool was never limited to just one pick, like Suyu, who gave him another aggressive option, Ling for highlight mechanics, while Leomord added a different dimension to Onyx drafts. But among all those heroes, Joy quickly became the one fans associated with him the most. During MPL Philippines Season 14, KingKong dominated the regular season on and wins his regular season MVP award. His performances carried that momentum into the M6 World Championship, where Joy became one of the defining heroes of the tournament. KingKong finished M6 with 7 wins and only 1 loss on Joy, giving him an impressive 87.5% win rate. But the statistics only tell part of the story. Joy perfectly matched the way KingKong approached the jungle. She allowed him to constantly pressure the map, attack from unexpected angles, eliminate priority targets, and escape before opponents could punish him. Instead of forcing the hero to fit his playstyle, it felt like Joy had been designed specifically for it. When Fnatic Onyx Philippines won the M6 World Championship, the organization chose Joy as its commemorative championship skin, a fitting tribute to the hero that had become synonymous with KingKong's rise. Sanji for Valentina. Every great Mobile Legends team has players that fans naturally pair together. Blacklist had VWise, Bren had Karltzy and Flaptzy, and during Echo's championship era, fans came to know Sanford and Sanji as the San duo. While Sanford often stole the spotlight with his best plays in the EXP lane, Sanji quietly became the player who held everything together from the middle of the map. He wasn't the loudest player on the roster, but game after game, Echo trusted him to make the right decision when it mattered most. His hero pool reflected that versatility, like his iconic Pharsa, Lu Yi, and Zhu Xin, but his performance show-off when it comes to Valentina.
Sanji.
Unlike most mid laners, Valentina doesn't rely on a single ultimate. Every game presents a different challenge because her strength depends on the enemy's draft. Playing her at the highest level demands more than mechanics. It requires understanding every hero on the battlefield, recognizing the most impactful ultimate to steal, and having the patience to use it at exactly the right moment.
Now he's looking for Sanji! Supermarco can't do it! Don't tell me!
During Echo's championship run in MPL Philippines Season 10 and the M4 World Championship, Valentina became one of Sanji's most dependable comfort picks. Time and time again, he turned the enemy's greatest weapon into Echo's biggest advantage, stealing game-changing ultimates that shifted the momentum of crucial teamfights. The San duo will always be remembered as one of best duos in MLBB history. But when fans look back at Sanji's individual career, Valentina remains the hero that best captures the player he was. Calm under pressure, trusted by his teammates, and always capable of making the right decision when the biggest moments arrived. Sans for Eve. Before becoming one of the best mid laners in Mobile Legends, Sans was already making a name for himself as an explosive jungler. His mechanics on heroes like Fanny and YSS made him one of Indonesia's brightest young talents. But when Onyx Esports decided to move him into the mid lane, many wondered if he could have the same impact in a completely different position. His hero pool became one of the biggest reasons opponents struggled to draft against him. Pharsa gave Onyx long-range control during objectives. Kadita allowed him to become an unexpected playmaker capable of turning fights with one well-timed combo. Valentina showcased his ability to adapt, stealing the most impactful ultimate on the battlefield and using it as if it were his own. But among all the mages he mastered, one hero became the clearest reflection of his playstyle. Throughout Onyx championship years, Eve became one of Sans's most trusted comfort picks. Instead of overwhelming opponents with flashy mechanics, he used the hero to control space around Lord and Turtle fights, dictate the pace of team fights, and create opportunities for the rest of Onyx to succeed. It wasn't one individual performance that made Sans's Eve iconic. It was the consistency he showed every time the hero appeared in the draft. From an elite jungler to one of the best mid laners in Mobile Legends history, Sans never allowed a role change to define his limits. And when fans look back on the player who mastered that transition better than almost anyone else, Eve will always be one of the first heroes they remember. Edward for Lapu-Lapu. If you were building the perfect Mobile Legends dream team, there is one position where two names would almost always enter the conversation: Sanford or Edward. Both are world-class EXP laners, but what separates Edward is something that can't be measured by mechanics alone: consistency. Season after season, no matter how the meta changed, he continued to deliver at the highest level. That's exactly why fans and analysts gave him two nicknames: Agent Zero and Mr. Consistent. Ironically, Edward didn't begin his professional career in the EXP lane. He started as a mid laner before making the move to the side lane in MPL Philippines Season 7. That decision completely changed his career. He became one of the league's best EXP laners, helping Blacklist win the championship while earning the Season 7 Finals MVP, and later add another Finals MVP in Season 10, proving his first success was far from a one-time achievement. His hero pool reflected that reliability. Bennyqt gave him the freedom to pressure side lanes with her mobility. Paquito highlighted his mechanics in skirmishes. Yuzong turned him into a dominant frontliner who could disrupt entire teamfights. No matter what Blacklist needed, Edward always had an answer. But among all the fighters he mastered, one hero quietly followed him throughout every stage of his career: Lapu-Lapu.
This land is our homeland, and it will soon be your burial ground.
Unlike flashy assassins or combo-heavy fighters, Lapu-Lapu rewards discipline more than style. Knowing when to engage, when to absorb damage, and when to hold his ultimate often makes the difference between winning and losing a fight. Those were the same qualities that defined Edward throughout his career. He rarely looked for unnecessary highlight plays. Instead, he focused on making the correct play, even if it never appeared on the scoreboard. That was especially evident during Blacklist International's championship years. Whether protecting his backline, controlling space around the Lord, or diving onto enemy carries at exactly the right moment, Edward consistently made Lapu-Lapu look like the perfect teamfight hero. He wasn't trying to win fights by himself, he was creating the conditions for the rest of Blacklist to succeed. Great players are often remembered for unforgettable moments. Edward is remembered because he delivered those moments over and over again, no matter the opponent, the tournament, or the meta. Bennyqt for Brody. Not every great gold laner wins games by constantly chasing kills. Some win by knowing exactly when to fight. That was the biggest difference between Bennyqt and many of the world's best marksmen. During Echo's championship era, while teammates like Karltzy, Sanford, and Yaoi often created the opening, Bennyqt became the player trusted to finish the job. He didn't need to force the spotlight, he simply waited for the right moment. And when it arrived, he rarely made the wrong decision. That patience became one of the biggest reasons behind Echo's success. Bennyqt understood that the gold lane wasn't just about dealing the most damage. It was about surviving the early game, managing farm efficiently, respecting the enemy's threats, and positioning perfectly once the teamfight finally began. His hero pool reflected that versatility. Lunox gave Echo another magic damage threat when the draft called for it, allowing him to play a completely different style from a traditional marksman. But among all the heroes he mastered, Brody always stood above the rest. Brody excels at finding the perfect moment to step forward, burst down a priority target, and safely reposition before the fight turns against him. That was exactly how Bennyqt approached every game. The best example came during the M4 World Championship Grand Finals against Blacklist International. After opening the series with Lunox in Game 1, Bennyqt switched to Brody in Game 2 and delivered one of the defining performances of the finals. While Blacklist committed players to contest the Lord, Bennyqt and Sanji recognized an opening in the middle lane and immediately punished it, ending the game to give Echo a commanding 2-0 series lead. It wasn't a flashy mechanical outplay, it was discipline, awareness, and perfect decision-making under pressure. And that performance earned Bennyqt the M4 Finals MVP. But more importantly, it earned him the respect of players and fans around the world. Many gold laners are remembered for their mechanics. Bennyqt is remembered because he made the right decision when the pressure was at its highest. And no hero represents that calm, disciplined style better than Brody. Alberttt for Ling. When international tournaments like the M Series began bringing the world's best teams together, RRQ Hoshi earned a reputation as one of the toughest opponents anyone could draw. They never lifted an M Series trophy, but every deep tournament run reminded teams why RRQ remained one of the biggest threats in Mobile Legends. Behind many of those battles was a young jungler who completely changed the team's identity. Alberttt joined RRQ Hoshi during MPL Indonesia Season 6 at just 16 years old. Despite his age, he played with the confidence of a veteran. His mechanics were outstanding, but what truly made Alberttt dangerous was the relentless pace he brought into every game. That style was reflected throughout his hero pool. Lancelot, Hayabusa, Yi Sun-shin, but among all the assassins he mastered, one hero became inseparable from his name. Ling. Ling perfectly complemented the way Alberttt wanted to play. The hero's mobility allowed him to move across the map faster than almost any other jungler, farming efficiently while threatening every lane at once. He wasn't simply looking for kills, he was constantly creating pressure, forcing enemy teams to respect every rotation because they never knew where he would appear next. That connection reached another level during the M3 World Championship. Alberttt opened the tournament undefeated on Ling, building a perfect record before Todak finally ended the streak. His performances became one of the biggest reasons the team remained a championship contender throughout the event, with his Ling repeatedly controlling the tempo against some of the strongest teams in the world. But the partnership wasn't memorable because of one statistic or one tournament. It was memorable because Ling captured everything that made Alberttt one of the world's best junglers. RRQ may never have won an M series during Albertt's era, but every international opponent understood what it meant to face his Ling. Lemon for Kagura. If you watched the early years of Mobile Legends, there was one name that almost every fan favorite, associated with the mid lane. Before the game had packed arenas, million-dollar tournaments, and a global esports scene, Lemon built his reputation as one of Indonesia's most best players. He wasn't just known for winning games, he was known for making difficult heroes look effortless, and every time he entered the draft, fans expected to see something special. That reputation wasn't built around a single hero. Lunox became one of his greatest weapons, especially during MPL Indonesia Season 4, where his performances helped him earn the regular season MVP award. But before Lunox became one of his defining picks, there was already one hero that fans couldn't separate from his name: Kagura. Kagura demanded everything a great mid laner should have: precise positioning, perfect umbrella control, quick decision-making, and the patience to wait for the right opening before committing to a fight. Those qualities matched Lemon's playstyle perfectly. He never needed to force unnecessary plays. Instead, he let the game come to him, then punished the smallest mistakes with clean execution. It wasn't just about landing difficult combos, it was the confidence and consistency he displayed every time Kagura appeared on the battlefield that made the pairing so memorable. As Mobile Legends continued to evolve, so did Lemon. He became famous for playing an incredible variety of heroes, sometimes even surprising opponents with unconventional picks that few professionals would ever consider. Yet no matter how many metas came and went, Kagura always found her way back into the conversation. Whenever Lemon returned to professional play, fans immediately wondered if they would get to see his Kagura once again. Flaptzy for Paquito. Some EXP laners wait for the perfect opportunity to fight. Flaptzy built his reputation by creating the fight himself. From the moment he entered MPL Philippines with Bennyqt Esports in Season 6, he quickly established himself as one of the most aggressive EXP laners in the league. But his reputation wasn't built on Paquito from the very beginning. During Bennyqt Esports' historic M2 World Championship run, Paquito hadn't entered the game yet. Instead, Flaptzy established himself as one of the world's best EXP laners through heroes like Yuzong and Baxia.
Kunwari, barat sa'ko. Kunwari, ito. Sound effects. Luwak naman, luwak. Tapos pag luwak mo.
And those heroes give Flaptzy his first big championship in his career. Then came Paquito. Paquito is one of his trusted comfort picks with AP Bren during the M5 Championship, leading to another title-winning run.
May nag-comment si Carl.
Sabi ni Carl? Ilang season.
Pa-shut up.
Even though the meta had shifted and Flaptzy had broadened his hero pool, seeing him select Paquito reminded fans why this pairing had become so iconic. The mechanics were intact, the confidence remained, and most importantly, the aggression that had defined his career never faded. While Terizla showcased his resilience, Yuzong highlighted his ability to dominate teamfights. Paquito captured the complete version of Flaptzy as an EXP laner, fearless, mechanically gifted, and always ready to take the first step into battle. Very few players can say the same hero followed them across multiple championship eras. From Bennyqt Esports' historic M2 victory to another world championship with AP Bren at M5, Paquito remained the hero that best represented one of the greatest EXP laners Mobile Legends has ever seen.